This week I've been doing some research. Some of you know what this is, research, really the concept or the practice of taking an area of life, a slice of life, and applying your attention and your curiosity to learn something or experience something different. So, usually in life, if we want to change something, we might make a big declaration or just say, like, I quit or I'm changing this thing. And what we do in research is instead get really curious about how something works and about our relationship to it. So it might mean taking something away, it might mean adding something, but really doing it with an open, inquisitive mind. In Buddhist Dharma, we call this Ehipassiko. That's what the Buddha talked about. He said, don't just believe something, just don't take on a big idea, but check it out through your own direct experience. And this is really where he taught the practice of attention that, we all know in different areas of life is incredibly useful. So for me, actually, I built my entire erotic life on research. Clearly, the practice of orgasmic meditation was a huge part. It's 15 minutes where there's no goal, and bit by bit you can explore feeling and connection, sensation, but also all the other areas of my erotic life, things that were confronting, things that I was uncertain about, trying to discover what my actual desire was, what felt right in my body. I got to know through creating little research projects and getting to explore just 5, 10, 15 minutes a day. Whether it was getting to ask myself what my desire was, writing desire lists, or kissing, 5 minutes a day of getting just with a blank slate, without any expectation or preconceived ideas, exploring kissing, or like any other area that you could imagine of sexuality. It's a really incredible way to get to know this arena that's safe, that's low pressure, and that's really exploratory and inquisitive. So attention and curiosity, those are the two main things. It's not about prying anything away or making ourselves do something, but actually about exploring. So this week for me, it was about social media consumption. I'm sure a lot of you relate that since the quarantine began, I have found myself first thing in the morning and last thing at night, laying in my bed and scrolling Instagram, Facebook, the news apps, looking for information, checking to see how my friends are doing, wanting to know what's going on. Only after a couple of weeks of this, I really was feeling like crap. Like, it's not the way that I wanted to start my day or to end my day. And yet I couldn't help myself. I just found even I had that idea, it was a good idea to not do it. I just kept doing it. And so this week I set out, and on Monday I said, for 7 days, while I'm in bed, I'm not going to open those apps. And I'm going to see what happens. So I got to see every morning and every night as bedtime approached, and I knew I wasn't going to look. How did I start feeling? I was like, was there anxiety there? Was there a desire, like I was looking for some relief through scrolling? Or when I went to reach for my phone, what was the impulse? And then even actually on Friday, it got me. I saw those notifications on my Facebook app, woke up in the morning, and I just opened it. Now, usually in life with habit change, I might think I failed, this didn't go well, look, I ruined my research. But instead, right there as well, I got to be curious. Like, what am I feeling right now? How does it feel to be scrolling? How does it feel when I've said I didn't want to do this and I'm doing this? And what am I thinking? What are the sensations in my body? It was all a part of the research. So there was actually nothing wrong. There's no failure. In scientific research, you make a million mistakes to learn something new. And that's the same with research. So it really feels like this time when we're staying at home is a really potent time to research. You could pick any area of your life. It could be small, it could be bigger. It could be for 5 minutes a day, my partner and I are going to set aside a time where we're going to say some truths we've been withholding. Or for 5 minutes a day, like 5 minutes before I go to bed at night, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to set my timer. I have an idea that meditating 40 minutes before bed is a good idea, but you know what? I don't do it. So let me start with 5 minutes and see how it feels. See what thoughts I have and what feelings and what sensations, and to learn from it. It's not just about getting it done. This is not about productivity. This is about learning and exploring and getting to know ourselves, getting to know our minds and our bodies and our responses. And then things can align more naturally. Like the more that I am present and really paying attention to how I feel and what happens when I'm scrolling, the most natural thing happens of becoming disenchanted. Like it's rather than prying something from my hand, it naturally falls away. And on the other side, it can be if I'm exploring new ideas or new experiences, things that might have been scary or intimidating or difficult before, it's like they naturally become more compelling because I see my body actually lights up when I'm inside of them. So I get to follow its natural wisdom rather than just following the dictates of my mind. I'd really love to hear if you're researching anything, or if you want to share and develop a research project. I'd love to talk to you about it. So tell me in the comments below.